Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the Treasures of Life show, and my name is Jonas Simba. We are talking about parenting crisis. Question mark. Parenting crisis? Is that what is ailing us today? Give us your opinion on 0311980384. We are talking with Lucy Njenga. Lucy, it's quite a cold
day today.
It's been cold.
It is.
I don't do.
But we are thankful for the rains and the change of weather. You remember how dusty it was?
Yeah, exactly.
So we do not want to get back there.
Yeah.
Let's just learn to be grateful.
Just in case you're watching us from away, you can tell us your weather, where you are.
Yes.
You may be watching this from the counties of Kenya, or you may be watching this from other countries.
True.
Our number is very simple, 0311980384. By the way, I have a private social. What's my Facebook? What's my TikTok? Is it Blind Jonas Simba?
Yes.
Yeah, Blind Jonas Simba. That's my TikTok. You can follow me there, and probably let's have a chat. Let's see what's happening around the world. Are you sharing the same problems that Kenyans here in Nairobi are facing? Yeah, you can tell us. It's amazing that we are one big village, Lucy. The world is one big place. Africa is one big place. And you'd be surprised that the problems of Nairobi are the problems of Johannesburg, and the problems of Kampala, and the problems of Dar es Salaam. Am I right?
You are.
There is something about a resemblance. Yeah. You'd be shocked that it's the same story somewhere even in Canada. Yeah, the same story even in America. We are all in the same boat. So as we were going for the break, we were just looking at some of the causes of parenting crisis. I don't know what you have to say about marks of a society that has a parenting crisis. Are you able to, for example, go to London or go to Manchester City, and when you look at the society, you're able to tell that there is a parenting crisis?
It may not be automatically obvious if you just visit a city.
Yeah.
But maybe you'll have to interact with the children or the youths, or even a certain generation, because the parenting crisis will be seen all the way to adulthood.
Right.
For instance, research shows that in America, 9 out of 10, out of every 10 children that are suffering with or are struggling with abuse of substances started doing it or abusing it or using it while they were below 18. Maybe they were 13, 14, 15 in their teenage or even adolescence. So you can see that shows that probably there was already a gap at that point, and that is how they ended up getting into that. And
that's America.
Now when you look at that's America, and the situation is not just like you said. The world is a big village. The situation is not very different from us right now. You'll find that most adults, Kenyans, that are struggling with, say, alcoholism or abuse of other substances, they started that in high school. Yeah, most of them you may find that they started that in high school, even before that. So that may speak to a gap in parenting. If the parents maybe were not present enough to notice that there was a change.
Have you ever been in the city, Nairobi, and you bumped into a launch of any product? It could be a launch of a shop. It could be a launch of a supermarket or something, and you find many youths attending. It shocks many Nairobians to see young teenagers lighting marijuana in public.
Yes.
You've met that?
I've seen it.
Yeah. Does that speak of a problem? Because during those days, I know you're a millennial. During those days, it was almost, marijuana was something you couldn't come across easily. Nowadays, you you come across a launch of an event and it's during the day, and you see young people lighting marijuana and doing all manner of crazy things. You know, things that we used to do at 25. This generation is doing it at teenagehood.
I'm telling you. At what time did you smoke marijuana?
I even don't know the smell of marijuana. Trust you me.
I heard you say at 25, so I was shocked.
No, not at all. I'm talking of other things. Of course. No room for guesses. Yeah, but I'm speaking of other things.
All right.
That would usher you into adulthood, sort of.
I almost confirmed because a moment earlier I heard you say that I am a baby boomer.
Yeah.
That marijuana bit almost confirmed that.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
On a lighter note.
Yeah.
Now, it's like you're saying, the abuse of substances, especially marijuana or bang.
By the way, don't forget that point. That point on what you're just about to say.
Okay.
Many of the parents, would be comfortable with their children in boarding schools. That's why they are panicking when the government says they want to go day school. Because you go around the estates of Nairobi and the cities of Kenya, young people are exposed to the dangers of drug abuse. And that's the fear. They feel like they need to be in confined places. Girls are exposed to very early premarital sex, and that's why many parents prefer their girls to be in a girls' school somewhere for protection.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Although I feel to an extent, it only controls a bit. It only lowers the percentage, but it doesn't rule it out because. Sad to say, there are supplies to these boarding schools of marijuana and especially marijuana.
Okay.
It's being supplied in schools. There are cartels, and if I may call them that, there are suppliers that are on a daily basis. Bang? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is bangi.
Cocaine.
Or pot.
Heroin.
Yeah, all of that.
Is hashish a drug?
Shisha.
Shisha, yeah.
It is.
Hashish
it is,
or
yeah.
shisha.
I think some of the flavors are cocaine and marijuana are added onto.
Muguka? It's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Mira?
But I know it's still a drug.
Mira?
Still in the same category.
Yeah, and nowadays they come with flavors, I'm told, like shisha.
It has different flavors.
Right.
So, and I think the more the flavors, the more the components, the higher the highness.
Okay.
Yeah. So all of that amount to substance abuse, and the gap, like you are relating it to in parenting, may have a hand in this. We are not saying that all parents or all children that are abusing substances can blame it on their parents. There are rebellious children who will just go out of their way and abandon whatever they have been taught. And just decide they have set their minds on following their peers, on following their own mindset or opinions on these items or these substances. And maybe all they lived for is to get an opportunity to try out some of these things. And it would be incredibly hard for a parent to track their children. You cannot be with them all the time wherever they go, and if your child is not well grounded, then you'll find them in some of these.
Is it really right now that you're talking about that issue? Because some mothers, I'm told, have given up on, because they feel like maybe the daughters are a bit uncontrollable. I'm just falling short of saying rude, but they are uncontrollable. So what they do is they do contraception on them. Maybe they just take them for that jab. These children are under 18, but they are given that jab and then let loose. You find a very young girl. I didn't even know these things exist. You find them with these things that are put on the skin. What are they called? There's
That's a form of contraception.
A form of contraception. And unfortunate cases would be discovered because probably they would overbleed. But there are those ones who cooperate, the bodies cooperate. So the mother says, as long as I've put that on them, they can do what they want. Is that the right approach, or it's a maladjustment?
Definitely not. Maybe like you said, they have tried always and have given up. I wouldn't support that,
right,
personally. But I know if the parent is a responsible parent and they are pushed to that, then it means they probably have tried all means and have failed. Because, in a way, giving up and applying such approaches or such solutions, you're already like sacrificing your own child to even diseases like HIV, AIDS, and such. And even of late, some cancers.
Okay.
Yeah, they are sexually transmitted. So by the time you're letting your child know that they are okay now to
engage, I've already.
Then it's already, you've washed your hands. You've washed your hands, not just about their character, but also about their future, their health, and the decisions that they make. You've surrendered, and that's not a good approach. I believe there are many ways that a parent can use or even ask for help from those that have done it before.
Yeah, but you'd find the problem we are having now is parents say we are dealing with a very difficult generation.
It is.
A generation that would tiptoe out of the house. A generation that you would go to bed at night sleeping and you would wake up together in the morning, but at night they were clubbing. You don't know what time they left and what time they came back.
True.
A generation that probably would drive your motorbike or your car without you knowing they did it.
True.
That is the generation we are dealing with. And parents would tell you, how do we deal with this? Huwezi kuwachapa. That for those people who don't understand Swahili, it means you can't beat them up. How do you deal with it? How do we bring back sense to our children? Because that is the frustration, and that's why I'm asking: is it a parenting crisis? Look at them. Look at the generation we are dealing with right now. They understand. You would ask them a question and they'll ask you why. Why do I have to do this?
Yes.
And it frustrates. In our time, you would be asked a question, you would do it. Questions, but very much like a soldier.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much worked.
Yeah.
However, to answer you, I would say there are other approaches, yes, because after trying so much, and like you're saying, maybe beating is already out of question. It's no longer an option. I wonder how many parents in our time have used the approach of being friendly to their children, speaking, and even referring them to therapists or counselors, or even peer counselors. Trying to speak sense into our children, trying to make them see that the paths they are taking or the decisions they are making are only self-destructive.
Yeah.
They are shooting their own foot by taking certain paths. Like for the girls, the example you gave, and even for those that are into drugs, again, these are things that they will have to pay for in the long run. So you only need, probably we treat them so much like children when they are already transitioning into adults. So the first of all, they need to see that we recognize the growth, the change.
Okay.
We do recognize that they are young adults, or they are able to reason, and maybe by showing them that, and now getting to actually reasoning with them and listening to them as they speak and express themselves, we may be able to get to the root of the problem.
Right.
And by doing that, as opposed to treating the symptoms, looking for the problem to uproot it from the roots, we may be able to deal with some of these problems that we see in our children in this generation. Yes,
yeah.
It's a peculiar generation, like you say, because we see so many differences from our times. We see so many differences from the way things have been there before. But change is inevitable. So as parents, we also need to embrace change and accept some of the things that we have to do. I'm not talking of bad character or bad behavior, but I'm talking about embracing change. There's change in technology, change in times, and even the way these children view things is way different from ours.
But then how just do you deal with it? Okay, there is a change, but at the same time, you as a parent, the frustration of many parents out there. Recently, let me just be a bit open. Recently, I went for an HIV routine check, just to be checked. Sometimes I do that. I know you normally pass to donate blood. Yeah, I know you, and but you told me about your passion for blood donation. I don't know where you get so much blood from. Yeah, but you give that to the society. Personally, sometimes I just pass to check my HB level, how much HB I have. As a man, it's supposed to be around 11 or 12 going up. And sometimes I do that HIV test, and sometimes I do that pressure test and all that. And as I was being attended to by a nurse, this nurse told me, by the way, Jonah, let me bring this to you, that many of the girls, we don't get young men testing HIV positive. Do you know, that shocked me? And she told me for the past did she say 3 to 6 months? No, she said 3 to 4 months. She has not come across even a single young man, who has tested positive. All that are testing positive for HIV are young girls aged between 19 to 25. And then she told me, funny enough, many of them are college, university. But now, what was challenging her is that where are the young men who go with them? Because it means there is a category of men that are not being checked somewhere.
Yes. It only means that they do not go for testing. Otherwise, they are there. And they may be as many as the girls. But they are afraid to go test.
Even though she also mentioned that it's possible that they are going with older men.
It is, but just like you said, there's a category of men that are not being tested. Irrespective of age, it means they are there and they are positive, but they are not testing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is why the number, you see, and most of the men who go for those tests are probably very confident.
Right.
In their ways, very confident in their in their status already. They probably already know that there is no way I can be positive. So that's why you find that most of the men that go there are negative. But then those that are promiscuous will barely go for the test. Those that are going with all those girls that are infected will hardly go, because they know they are promiscuous and chances are very high they are positive. So you find that just like we know in our society, it's most of the men that I've interacted with, they do not easily go to the hospital.
Okay.
They really have to be very sick to go to the hospital. I don't know where that comes from. But I think it is the same case. That is why you don't see so many men going to test for HIV.
I think we need to dig deeper on this issue of parenting crisis, because we've just touched on a very small section of it. We've touched on maybe the career, those areas we've touched with. But I think we need to touch on other areas. Is there rebellion?
Of course, lots of it.
That can also cause a parenting crisis?
Yes, it can.
Very quickly, how? Very quickly, in 1 second, because we are winding up.
First of all, rebellion in the children, being that they are living the ways that they have been taught. We've heard in the Bible, it's written that teach and train a child in the way that they should follow, and when they grow up, they will not divert from it. But we know parents, I'm not trying to refute what is written in the Word of God, but in the current generations, we have seen even children of ministers, pastors' children that have been raised in very good morals, but when they get to a certain age, they simply turn and become, some bad news.
Okay, we are done. We are done. Viewers, I promise to bring Lucy on this topic again. Can we do this again next week? Maybe we proceed on parenting crisis, because Wow, there's quite a lot to talk on it. This will be therapeutic, especially for parents. Yeah, especially mothers who are so scared about their daughters, and fathers who are just so, will their children amount to sons? Fathers keep thinking of their sons, whether they'll be successful or something like that. People don't understand sometimes how disheartening it is to a father when they see their child, their son, waste off. It is disheartening. Yeah,
very discouraging.
You just see, and you may not understand that. Yeah. So let's talk about this next week, but you can still keep the conversation going on 0111980384. This is the Treasures of Life show. My name is Jonas Simba. We have been with Lucy Njenga. See you next week. Bye-bye.